everybody. So we are back with part 2 and the final review for our The Last Empress drama. So we left you guys off with everything of the beginning, the intro, pretty much halfway of the drama.
Yeah, pretty much right all the way to the climax.
Yeah, so we are going to be ending this review in this part, and we will review some of our favorite scenes of the drama with you guys for this one. Namochi, he actually finds out where his mom's body was, and he was actually able to give her a proper burial and everything like that. And we kind of ended off with him right there where he finally found his mom's body.
Yeah, he learned it through Minyura.
Yeah, he
was
kept
able to win over the emperor, and with that, he was able to force her to tell him where his mom's body was roughly buried.
Yeah. So he got it, and it was like a very heartbreaking scene, and he did all that, and then he saved he buried her.
Almost kills Minyura.
Yeah.
His mom comes and stops him.
That scene we'll get to. Ajushi is getting a little bit ahead. But yes, with that, he does all that, and all that's left is he needs to help Osani pretty much prove her innocence and reveal everything that the imperial family is.
What was that sound?
And then in the process of doing that, he's also told that he only has 3 months left to live, because previously he was supposed to get the bullet out of it in his head, but he never did, and it shortened his time, and he doesn't want to tell old Sunny about it, but he starts to train her self-defense, all these stuff like that, getting her pretty much to be able to be on her own. If he does disappear and he dies or something like that, she can take care of on her own. And like with, that, Miura is brought back to the palace by the mother, and that's when she finds out that Chunwoo-bin is Namochi. And he pops up and he's like, I'm gonna kill you the way you kill my mom. That's the scene she's talking about. And then he's like gonna pick up the rock and hit her. But like his mom comes to him in spirit and says, I raised you better than that. You don't need to do that. And it was just like such a heartbreaking scene, and like he didn't kill her, he just like broke her neck. And she's like
he killed her, guys. I mean, you guys watched that part. We clearly heard a bone snap.
But with him doing that on purpose, he threw her into the same jail that the emperor has been locking Kang Jung-soon. So the Kang Jung-soon, he was on his way to go meet Miura back then, and he got hit by Miss Choi, which is the mom's assistant, and they thought he was dead, but he kind of just went a little cuckoo, and he ended up in this hospital where the emperor kept him. And the emperor never knew that the trigger to snapping him out of his, his cuckoo-ness was Miura. But Chunwoo-bin, Namochi figured it out, and so that scene where he like popped her neck, he threw her in the jail with him, and it snapped him out of it, and he got conscious.
Right, so the emperor was keeping him in there because the emperor suspected that it was that his ex-wife's death was all fabricated. That there was nothing true about something going on between her and her guard, and so he wanted to get the truth out of Kang Jung-soo. Yeah, he wanted to get the truth out of Kang Jung-soo, but the guy was pretty much like brain damaged and had massive memory problems, and the emperor didn't know. So you can kind of tell at that even from the beginning of the drama, that the emperor himself was already suspecting that his mom had something to do with everything that went wrong.
Yeah.
But he just needed to find out how to expose it.
Yeah. So by the time we hit like episode 40 through 42 to 46 around there, the emperor got suspended from his throne. Therefore, Yoon takes over temporary, and this is when Yoon wants to dig deeper into the previous emperor's death, but he needs to go into the record room. But the only person who can go into the record room is the emperor, but only at the end of every century or something like that, or like decade, they can only go in. Therefore, only the emperor can go in. But Yoon says that, I'm the emperor now, I can do whatever I want. So the only reason he needed to go was to find out the truth of it. And in the process of doing that, finding out the truth, he gets attacked by So Kang-hee. She disguises herself and she attacks him. And useless Yoon goes into a coma.
Yeah, so just to clarify, Yoon got the position because Hyuk, they kind of like with Sunny kind of interrogating him over and over and over about what happened to his ex-wife. Emperor Hyuk kind of went cuckoo, and he read the whole book that Yoon wrote, and so he really started going cuckoo, and he went to go look for his wife, and with that, they brought reporters and kind of exposed him to be incompetent for his position currently in his mind, that, oh, you killed your wife and now you're going crazy, you're looking for her. And so that's how this kind of ties back with the beginning of the drama, where they dug out her body because Yoon hid her body, and Yoon was able to get Hyuk to kind of be crazy and got him kicked off suspended from his position for a while.
Yeah, so that Yoon can come in to pretty much reveal everything.
Yeah, and this obviously was working for. This obviously was in a way helping So Kang-hee, because she had up to this point already, she had revealed that she was the mom to Princess Ari, and so she wanted to make Ari the next person in line for the throne. In which they had already, during this time, they had already passed a law that would allow a daughter to become the empress. Mm-hmm. So she was kind of happy that Hyuk got suspended.
Yeah. So in the meantime of all these things happening, they showed Nawangshi. He's been stealing, pretty much taking the imperial's family money and giving out to the public and to the people the imperial family has done wrong to. And he also passes on to his bodyguards around him, working with him. And he became like this hero to the people, to the world. Like, he pays them and he gives them a note saying that this is what the imperial family owes you for doing you wrong. And remember, this is given to you by Nawangshi.
Yeah, so Nawangshi has started, by doing that, he has started to become kind of a Robin Hood legend type of person. He wasn't no longer just a man; he was a myth. And so so all of a sudden now, when people talked about Nawangshik on the news, it was about being a hero, and he was no longer afraid about what's going to happen to him from the imperial family. And this definitely was a big turning moment in the drama, because it kind of made you realize that even the imperial family has limitations on what their powers can do.
Yeah. So with this whole point of Nawangshi doing this, the emperor decides to dig deeper, and he finds out that Chun Woo-bin is Nawangshi. So
yes.
he's like, my Dong-sang, I trusted you and everything, and this is what you do to me, And he tries to kill Nawangshi and all these stuff like that. And the emperor and Nawangshi gets into like gunpoint, pointing at each other. But then, this is like the cool part. Half of the guards turn their backs and work with Nawangshi. And they're like, you give us the command, we'll kill this dude. This dude has done us so much wrong, the emperor, and we're willing to kill him. But, the emperor and the empress Dawager, they know Nawangshi's weakness is Dongshik. So they use Dongshik as like, a bait to him and everything like that. So he tells the half of the bodyguards to take the boy and run, and he will sacrifice himself. And the empress just pretty much like, lock him up, we'll kill him, whatever. And half the other bodyguards takes him, but they unleash him. They go, thank you for helping us, but go far away, never return. you've done enough for
Yeah,
us.
so it was all, because Nawanshik had been helping them financially and protecting them from the imperial family. They are paying him back, and they let him go, and they also leave. So the emperor, in a way, lost all his guards in one night.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to get new guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Nawanshi out of the palace, still stuff is still going on, and with Yoon being, in his coma, they need Ari up for the position because Hilk is suspended, Yoon is in a coma, they can't do anything. The only one next in line is Ari, and they get Ari to pretty much become like the crown princess to get her ready and everything, and she kind of suffers throughout doing this. So with her suffering,
Yeah, she's a kid.
yeah, she's a kid, and she's like, she needs rest, and she's a kid, she needs to play and all that stuff like that. And she's suffering and everything, but her grandma is like, oh, Terry, you're crying. And her mother, her real mother, So Kang-hee, is like, I need you to focus. This is all we have. Nobody cares about us. But Ari is just fed up with it, and she will go cry to the empress. She tell the empress that they do this to her, and she's sorry she didn't listen and all this stuff like that. And with this happening to Ari, the imperial auditors see that Hilk is suspended, Yoon is in a coma, Ari is there, but she doesn't have a legal guardian. So they need to bring someone in to make the decisions for it. So they end up bringing Empress Un from the States. And she is the Nuna of the previous empress, the emperor that is the father of Hilk and Yu, his sister.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So a little background information of how this decision happened came from the fact that the former prime minister, he was kicked out of his position because he was working directly with So Kang-hee to kind of expose the imperial family and to get her into the position, and she kind of helped him back. So they were kind of doing dirty business, sleeping with each other, so and so. She exposed him, and he lost his job. So the new guy that came in was completely free of all their ties with the imperial family. So that guy ended up choosing to have someone outside of the imperial house to make that decision for Ari. And that's where the sister-in-law steps in from.
Yeah.
She obviously is older than all of them, and she no longer lived with them because of stuff, and which I guess she will explain.
So what happened to her was 30 years ago, her husband and her, they were the emperor and the empress, and they were, in charge of the imperial family. But someone fabricated and made some dirty business that her husband, the emperor, was doing drugs. Therefore, it got her husband killed, and she had to be kicked out of Korea.
Yes.
Therefore, she left to the States, and she doesn't go by, Empress Un anymore, or her Korean name. She goes by Michelle.
Yes.
But she still keeps in contact with the imperial family because she is directly the royal blood.
Well, yeah. I mean, she kept in contact with the grandma of anybody. She kept in contact with the grandma, and she obviously knew about the grandma's death and kept up with all those news.
Yeah.
And when she saw what they were doing to Ari, she knew she had to step in.
And also, the grandma has already sent her information about Sunny, so she knew about Sunny as well.
Yep.
So with her coming back, the Empress Dawaga was like, I can't have this lady back. She comes back, everything is ruined. So she brings in Mr. Pugh, this random guy who we finally see, and she brings him in and says that get rid of Empress Un. And in the process of him trying to get rid of Empress Un, Nawanshi jumps in and help her. And then he brings Nawanshi in as a part of her auditing team.
Yes.
And he will investigate and he will help her. So by the time we hit episode 47-48, the Nawanshi has taken Sunny and Mingyura to Cheonggun Island. So we haven't talked about Cheonggun Island at all, but Cheonggun Island has been introduced to us from day one. And when the grandma died, it's like her will was revealed that everything was given to Sunny, and the Empress Dawager was like, I don't get the island. I don't get anything. I worked so hard for 35 years of my life, and this old lady doesn't give me anything. And the only thing she gave me was this crappy painting of Cheonggun Island. So we kind of don't know what is going on in Cheonggun Island because that's all the mom talks about. She wants it. Oh, why isn't this lady who owns this island unwilling to sell it to her? And she finds out the lady who owns Cheonggun Island was her previous assistant. And when the previous assistant got kicked out, the grandma was like, you didn't do anything wrong. So to repay you, I'm going to give you the island. So this lady has the island. And this lady, she told Old Sunny that, this island, it's like, it has greenhouse of like, what, drugs or something? They don't know what's going on because there's people guarding it and they can't get there. So that's when Nawakshi, Osani, and Minyura goes to the island and finds out the mom is doing poppy flower drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that drug, through drug money, is the way that she has funded the imperial family through all these years, using the companies as a front, and then having a lot of under the table deals, making them millions and millions of dollars and money, so that they could support all their lavish living, all their silence money, and all of that. And it's the reason why the former empress was killed, was over that.
Yeah. And like the mom's been doing this, and then by doing these, like she gets so much money. She ends up using it under Princess Sojin's name.
Yes.
Which early in the episode, now she has already figured out, but they kind of don't know where this money was coming from. So they were kind of like in the process of trying to find out where this money would coming from and why they were using Princess Sojin's name. So it ends up in episode 48 with Old Sunny finding the truth about the grandmother's death. So she goes and tries to look for the grandmother's hairpin, and she ends up finding a letter that the grandma wrote. And in the letter, the grandma states that with everything, her grandson and her daughter-in-law like wanting to kill her, and all these crazy things they did, she staged it all. She drank the poison and she stabbed herself. And she left behind all those things for Old Sunny so that Old Sunny can pretty much bring down these two people.
Yeah, so she wanted to expose. She realized that she did not raise those people correctly. And she decided that her dying plan or wish is to expose it all so that they will no longer be able to hide it. And using that along with Old Sunny, trying to figure out what happened, it went through, and they were able to expose the truth about the imperial family to the public.
Yeah. So with the extension to 49 and 52, a little heads up, we don't get to see Choi Jin-hyo for the ending of this because he was not signed for this extension of the drama. So they kind of end off his character, but we'll get into it. So it's basically we get Empress Un, she goes back to the States, she leaves for important duties, and Old Sunny has collected everything now, and she is going to reveal everything at the Empress 10th year anniversary party. And when she was going to reveal all this, the mom, she found out, and she locked Old Sunny so that she could not reveal anything. And when she got saved by Minyura.
Hyuk did it to protect her.
Oh, Hyuk did. Oh, my bad.
The mom set up the bomb.
The mom set up the bomb. Hyuk locked her up because
to protect her.
Yeah, to protect her. So, but Minyura helped Osani out, and they ran there. They get there, and Osani finally reveals everything: the truth of the grandma's death, the secrets of the Cheonggun Island, the death of the previous empress, and
Nawashi's mom's death. Everything that Hyuk has done.
Yeah.
Reveal her mom's death, and everything.
Yeah, literally everything. And with that, the mom was just like, okay, blow up the place.
Yes. So here comes Mr. Pugh.
Yeah, she books it, and Mr. Pugh blows up the place. And so before this whole bombing, they showed us Nawangshi is trying to run away in his car, and Mr. Pilk and his people pretty much gets to him, and they injured him, and they brought him to the scene, and they kind of locked him up like behind the stage. So when the bombing went off, the last bomb that was going to explode, he jumped in front of it to stop the bigger explosion. Therefore, it caused him to die. Yes. So that's how they ended Nawakshi's character. Yes. And Hilk finding out that Nawakshi was at the scene and he was the one who protected them, Hilk is going to make, pretty much finish everything.
Yes. So Hilk decides through his bromance with Nawangshi, his Nongse, that his death will not go in vain. And that he will avenge him by completing what Nawangshi started. Because really, this was started by Nawangshi. And to complete it, he needed to expose the mom for what she is. And so he takes on the moniker of Nawangshi. This whole idea that Nawangshi is now a legend, a myth. No one knows how he looks like. And so the emperor understands that, and so the emperor disguises himself to look like Nawangshi and lies to everybody that Nawangshi got out, that Nawangshi is not dead, even though he is. And the emperor goes to find out what the mom's been doing, and he finds out where the mom is doing her drugs, and he goes to destroy it. But in return, the mom learns about Nawangshi, that he's alive, and she sets it up.
Yeah.
So they corner him, and what happens, Akashi?
The moms are like, I finally got you. I caught the mouse. You're never gonna run. And Sunny runs in, tries to stop the mom before she makes any bad decision, and she just goes,
banga, banga, banga.
And she's and then Sunny was just like, you're such a monster.
Yes.
Can't believe you did that. And she was just like, you're next, but let me see the face of Nawakshi. And when she undoes his mask, she killed her own son,
yes.
Hilk.
Yeah, Hilk did this on purpose to reveal, because he knows his mom's tried to kill him twice. Throughout the drama, his mom tried to kill him 2 times now. And this one, she finally got him. And he realized that his mom will go to any lengths to stop anyone from getting in her way and her success and her, life. And so his death really spurred the end of everything, because police officers came and they arrested everybody.
Yeah. So, So Kang-hee and the mom gets execution, and Mrs. Choi, she ends up life in prison.
Yes.
And so pretty much all of that ends it for them. Yoon doesn't want the throne. Princess Sojin doesn't want anything. And Sunny is the legal guardian of Ari, and Sunny is the last one in charge. So
she obviously owns everything because the grandma left it to her.
So she gives everything back and away to everyone, and she turns the palace into a museum visiting public place. And she takes Ari with her.
And that's where we are right now in South Korea. That place.
Yep.
It's a public place, a museum, and it's now owned by the public.
Yeah.
So it's all her doing.
So, with all that, Sunny gives everything away, and Ari becomes with her and stays with her. But before all this, what happened to Ari?
So Ari learns the truth about what her mom did and everything that happened, and because of that, she goes into a state of shock, and she knocks out, and she has amnesia. And because of all that stress, she has amnesia, and she forgets everything about her real mom, who is Song Kang-hee. She still remembers everything else, just not her mom. So it turns into this whole idea that she was so hurt by what her mom did that she locked it away, and she does not want to remember it. So it was revealed through the fact that Song Kang-hee wanted to get her daughter to see her one more time, and when Sunny brought her, Ari did not know who she was.
Yeah.
And so Sunny explains to So Kang-hee about what happens, and So Kang-hee tells her that, it's for the best.
Yeah.
So when they visit the museum, we do realize that Ari is choosing not to remember the bad things
About her
because
mom.
it hurts her too much.
Yeah.
And so she remembers her mom for the good, but she doesn't remember the bad stuff.
Yeah. And so, just when we thought that was the ending, we get an alternate ending release. So we get Sunny going back to be this musical actress, her musical actress.
Yes, she got her normal life back.
Yeah, but she becomes a bigger star now. Because, remember in the beginning when she started, she wasn't good at all, She was kind of looked down upon and everything. So she's a big star now, and she ends up acting with someone who looks like the emperor, and he goes by Jung Mang-duk. And they sing together, and he makes like this fatso mistake. And she's like, 감독님, why did you have me act with this person? If he's going to be professional, he has to be professional. And he's like giggling and laughing, and he's like, no, I'm a big fan of you. And he's like a huge fan of her. And it brought her to remember of how she was like when she was a huge fan of Hyuk.
Yes. Obviously it's because this guy, he is being played by the same person as the emperor, and the whole idea is he looks exactly like him too. So for her, it's kind of like nostalgic that she's now acting with someone who looks just like her former husband who died, and he acts exactly like how he does as a kid.
Yeah.
In front of her.
Yeah, and so we don't know. This gives us that ending, and as she gets upset at him, she kicks him and she leaves. She gets off the stage, and he laughs and he goes Nuna, and it's kind of like just ends like that.
So it's like an open ending of we don't know if it's really him,
yeah,
if he didn't die, or if it's just somebody who looks just like him.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, that was the ending of it for The Last Empress. A good 52 episode. Can you believe it? We started this drama in November 2018.
Yeah.
Damn, and it's February 2019.
Now, for any of you guys who want to know about what happened to the other characters, for instance, the mom, she's on death row and she's gone crazy because she's so power hungry and now she's gone crazy. She killed her own son and she's gonna die for it, and so she kind of goes cuckoo. Minyuna also goes kind of cuckoo. She got hit in the back of the head after she attempted to kill Mr. Pyo, who does die.
She does kill. She killed the antidote.
But then he hits her in the back of the head with a rock, and so it makes her go into this state of memory trauma where she's now like really messed up in the head, and but for whatever reason she really loves Dongshik.
Yeah.
So
her, Dongshik, Kang Juk-soo, and Pyeok-hong, they end up living together, their own little happy life. Hello proposes to Yoon, and they
get engaged.
Yeah, and they run the mall together because the grandma left everything to Sunny, and Sunny gave the mall to Yoon, and Yoon gave it to Hello. And we don't know about Sojin. She kind of just left the picture.
Yes. So obviously, Choi Jin-hyuk's character now, when she dies, he dies protecting the Empress, as what he had said that he was going to do. And I think that even if Choi Jin-hyuk was signed for those episodes, I still think he would have gone out that way.
Yeah.
I think that is because the whole point is he was the character who changed, who made Hyuk really change. Was he made Hyuk realize that for as big of an enemy Hyuk is to him, for as much as he hated him, he still protected him at the end.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what happened to the characters.
Yeah. So now, favorite parts. Ajushi, do you have a favorite part? I do, and I absolutely love it. And yeah.
I really enjoyed the part that the confrontation part with Nawangshi revealing himself and the gun pointing and how the guards, they all turned against the emperor, because it really showed that the people who work for the imperial family, they don't like them because they're treated like shit. But And given the right leader, they will do what is right for the people. And so that was kind of like the moment where they finally show that really it's the public versus the imperial family, and that was a very powerful moment for me.
I like that scene too, but I think it doesn't beat out for me when when Minyura goes, "Oh, Chobobin, it's not she's Chobobin." He's just like, "Pangayo." He just pops out. He's like, "Whoa!" And then he drags her over there, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill you the exact same way as you kill my mom." That whole scene right there, like from him taking her over there,
was like choking her with one hand.
Yeah, but like his mom comes and like she's all like, Wangshiga, why did you get so skinny? You know, oh my baby. And she's all like, I raised you better. I don't hate her for killing me the way she did. It's okay. I forgive her. I raised you better. I don't want you to be like her. And so be good, be happy, you know, my baby, don't be like that. That was really, really good. I really, really liked that scene, and like, dang, it gave me the chills when Choji just popped up and be like, Pangayo. Then you're out, it's like, oh, oh. But a funny scene that I like, we watch it and we laugh about it all the time when like she's hanging clothes and she falls off the ladder and Choji pushes the emperor over. He's like,
I really like the part where Chojin Hook's head was busted open. He was like, and Minyara was like, huh, what's this? Medicine? And he's like,
extreme.
And he's like, stop it. He takes it. He's like, Appa? And he was like super worried about him because it was like, oh my god, it's the bromance of the world. It's like you look at it and say, these guys, their bromance was so strong that they died for each other. That's how strong their bromance was. You have bromances of like, oh yeah, we just help each other. No, they died for one another. That was how strong their romance was. I mean, there's a lot of other good parts. There's like this drama was really good, and you know, it's one of those things where when it was such a good drama that you have such high expectations for the ending, and I think to be fair, my expectations for the ending was just extremely high. I don't think that regardless of what ending it was, I don't think I would have been fully satisfied.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like I could have definitely watched another 40 more episodes of this drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of how well the story was and how good the character developments were. Yep. You know, there was a point at some point in time I felt bad for Hyuk, and I felt like I wanted to root for him to change. And then he would let you down every time. No,
I was just like, oh my gosh, if I were Hyuk, I'm sorry. I'm not saying this, that I would do this, but if I was Hyuk, I'd be like, grab my mom's neck. Like, dude, you gonna grab your ex-wife's neck and Sunny? Grab your mom's neck.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I felt like, Sunny, she wanted to give him a chance. And then at some point, he just let her down too much. He just give up.
Nah.
You know, and it's just like, man, like, you know, because when you learn about his story, it's very sad. You know, he got his childhood robbed from him. Everything was taken away from him, and that was what was happening to Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, this is a really good drama. As you guys can tell, we like it. We gave it 2 parts review for it.
It's really, really good. But I still think, it's not the best drama I've seen though.
Okay, well, yeah, but I mean, it's not the best, but it's.
But it's definitely top 5 for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we can go on, and we don't want to drag you guys on for so long for this, but until the next time of an extremely great drama.
It might happen soon, guys.
Yeah, until then, we will see you guys, and we will do more reviews like this, and you guys will see us talk about it more. But that is it for the Last Empress final review.
That was it.
Yeah, the end of the drama too. So
it's been a great time. I recommend any of you guys to go and watch it, and watch all of it. because it wasn't. I didn't feel at any one point in time this drama was dragging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we actually was kind of like in the debating of watching it. It came out 6 episodes, and I binge watched the first 6 episodes, told to Ajashi, and that's when it started.
That's it.
But yeah, that is it, and we will see you guys next time.
See you guys.
Bye bye.